Stars don't ever count the Atlanta Braves out.
And he hits one to deep right field, streaking back towards the wall, and balls in the chop house. A two-run homer by Baldwin.
Tonight, it's a big National League battle for Matt Olson and the Braves as they square up against the Milwaukee Brewers at Truist Park.
Braves coverage begins at 6 o'clock for the pregame. 6:15 first pitch. Your home for the Braves on the Gulf Coast, ESPN Northwest Florida.
Live and local in the Gulf Plus studio, the new Sports Blitz.
Oh, yes!
Rants, hot takes, and huge reactions are incoming on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
And a good morning, Northwest Florida. This is James Fife coming to you from the Sports Blitz live from the Gulf Plus studios. With me today, we got Chef Ross. How we doing, Chef?
We are living the dream. It is Wednesday, which probably means the Pirates win a game tonight.
Yes, it is Wednesday. It is Pirate Day. Bone Crusher hitting the ones, hitting the twos, making us go out to that world known as radio. How's your morning, sir?
Yeah. Doing pretty good. I didn't get much sleep last night. So crushing some coffee this morning, ready to rock and roll.
Sleep's overrated. I mean,
I'll sleep when I'm dead.
Exactly, man. I'll get there. I just don't need it right now, except when I just magically fall asleep in front of the TV while watching sports, like I did last night. Not proud of that fact, ladies and gentlemen, but it
You were
happens
up
to the
late
best
guarding
of us.
lives all night?
Gotta do what you gotta do, Chef Ross.
All right, guys, you can call the show. You can text the show, 850-215-6290. We are streaming on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. You can find us there as ESPN Northwest Florida. Download our app. Take us with you everywhere you go. We're on the Google Play Store. We're in the Apple App Store. Again, it is ESPN Northwest Florida where you can find us. ESPNPC.com is the website. Keep up with everything going on here at the studio, ESPNPC.com. Beach flags are yellow again today. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been an incredible run of yellow flag days. Love it, man. Love it. And the weather outside today, while very, very rainy, is not very, very hot. So that makes me a happy man.
And not very, very steamy.
Yeah, not super steamy. I mean, that can change in the afternoon since it, rained. If that big old yellow thing in the sky that we call the sun comes out and just starts beating down, I can just see that turning into a beautiful, lovely sauna outside, just steamy and hot, which, well, I mean, it's August. It's Florida. It's steamy. It's hot. It's what we expect, kind of a rainstorm every day followed by steamy hot. It is what we get, ladies and gentlemen, but we signed up for it, and that is why we are here.
Soon.
What you need?
I hope Mario beats that Suns pretty soon.
I know.
Remember that level?
Yeah, that was a difficult level. That was in Super Mario Brothers 3. Was that in 2 or 3? Yeah. It was the one where you had the island and you walked from the next spot to the next spot. So that would have been 3. That would have been 3, and that's when we would have met Yoshi as well. Speaking of video games, if anybody out there has played the new College Football 26 and you've got a review for me, I have not yet played it, not yet bought it. I am on the fence, so I need you guys to call in and tell me, is it a game to buy? Is it a game to pass on? 850-215-6290. Let me know what I should be doing.
What video games do you play?
I'm a sports guy mostly.
Cool.
I'll do some first-person shooters and, really deep games, like Red Dead Redemption, Grand Theft Auto, all of those things. But, I mean, that's
GTA, nice.
That's kind of a first-person shooter just with a really great storyline in it. So I am totally ready for GTA 6, they say, next March. Fingers crossed next March, maybe. I mean, I'm totally expecting Rockstar to come in here in the next couple weeks and be like, no, we are going to push it back to November next year, guys. So
stay positive.
I'm trying, man. I'm trying.
Yeah.
It's just been it's been over a decade.
I didn't realize you were sweating so much.
These two games. I am, man. I'm a gamer at heart. I love me some games, and I am missing having some good games right now. I've been playing Red Dead and The Show constantly right now. Those are just the two that I got on the system that I am enjoying, but I need some football.
Okay, so what sports games do you play?
Madden's coming out. Right now, I've been playing Madden. I play Madden in the past. I've not been playing it lately because, next season's coming out here pretty soon. So just kind of waiting it out for that. Been playing The Show a lot lately. So that's the baseball one from PlayStation. Love that game. Probably the best sports game going right now, year over year. And every once in a while, I'll grab an NHL EA NHL. That's probably about every 3 to 4 years.
It's in the game.
However, it's in the game. And it's
in the game.
It's one of those, they just don't give me enough updates in the NHLs. I'm looking at the NHL series every year as, hey, I'm paying for a roster update, and I don't need to pay $70 for a roster update.
Oh, they charge you for updates?
No, they don't charge you for a direct roster update, but if you want the new season, if you want it every year, it's $70 every year now, because it's a crazy price.
I know the games technically get better every year, but there are advances in video gaming that say, okay, now I'm going to upgrade.
Yeah.
So, a couple years with the same season or same year, that's no big deal.
For me, the big deal is right now with EA Sports. EA, if you're going to listen to me, video game guys, you're about to nerd out with me. But the Frostbite engine. Why are we still using the Frostbite engine? You are using an engine that is used for first-person shooters. It was built for first-person shooters. It was built to have a story mode with it. It is not built for an open-ended, open kind of game. That is what sports are. I don't want to have preset things happening in football. No. I don't want it to be like, oh, it's going to be a missed field goal on this one because the computer has already made up its mind and gives you some weird, janky looking graphics. So you miss.
So you don't want your video games to represent the real life football?
No, I don't need a script. No. I need my real football and my fake football to be kind of separate. I need my fake football to be really real, and I need my real football to be really fake. That's how I need them separated. But yes, EA, Frostbite engine, stop it. Get something new. You've been using it for 15 years now. You've been using it for 2 full generations. You were even using it somewhat in the PS3 generation. Stop it. Stop it, stop it, stop it. You know how to make something better. Make something better. But good news is coming. We are 17 days away from college football, 29 days away from the National Football League, and tomorrow will be preseason week number 1.
Yippee!
Yes, so we will definitely be talking preseason week number 1. We'll make some guesses on it. I don't know if I'm going to put any more bets on it. I did get lucky with my one bet last week on the Hall of Fame game where I took the over. Yeah.
And the Chargers covered the over by themselves.
The Chargers got the over by themselves, and the Lions put up the points. Yeah, Lions got
3,
7 points. It was not impressive at all. Like, wow, you guys. The Chargers are apparently way in front of you when it comes to training camp right now. Sad news in the world of hockey. Going to open with this one. Robert Fleming has passed away. He was a U.S. Hockey Hall of Famer. Big thing for him was he was the U.S. Olympic Hockey Ice Chairman. So he was in charge of ice hockey for the U.S. Olympic Committee for 1980. That's the big deal there. The last time we won it all. The miracle run. The miracle on ice. Do you believe in miracles, Al Michaels? Yes. So passing of Robert Fleming. He was 97 years old, however. So he had a nice full life. Very sad to see that coming out of the hockey community because he put, USA hockey on a map that it hadn't been on in a while. So congratulations to his family for having such a great life and for building a great program, and will be missed by the hockey world. We'll get into some sports scores now. How did last night look? Well, thanks, Internet, for crashing. All right. We will have Sam Peebles on later today up in our next section, but we'll go ahead and let you know that the Braves did lose last night to the Brewers 7-2. The Brewers now at 69-44, still leading Major League Baseball. This last 60 games for the Brewers, Chef Ross. Crazy, man. Crazy numbers.
I've got to be dreaming because there's no way you look at this team on paper and be like, that's the best team in baseball. When their top 2 offensive players are out, their top 2 pitchers are out, and pretty much the only names you know on this team right now left are an aged Christian Yelich and Contreras with the broken finger on his catching hand. That baffles me.
Wild to me. I mean, I can see it still catching with it, and I can see it being very painful to catch with it, but how do you keep batting? With a broken finger, because, just that contact to the bat, those jars that you get sometimes, I couldn't imagine, the feeling that vibrates through your hand on a broken finger with that. That's the crazy part to me.
And then to turn around right behind the plate and catch a 100-mile-an-hour fastball with that same broken finger.
Yeah, that's just nuts. I mean, just being a regular catcher every day without a broken finger, catching balls that are coming in 98, 100. How do you just even have feelings left in your left hand after all that? How do you get up in the ninth inning and hold on to a bat, basically? It's like you can't really have a whole lot of feeling left. I'm imagining it's got to be a little bit numb in there. Reds taking on the Cubs last night. The Reds defeat the Cubs 5-1 in Wrigley. Rays taking on the Angels. The Rays get the victory over the Angels 7-3. Astros taking on the Marlins. The Astros get the win 7-3 over the Marlins. Twins taking on the Tigers. The Twins get the big victory there 6-3 over the Tigers. Giants taking on the Pirates. Giants get the victory 8-1 over the Pirates. Orioles are blanked by the Phillies in Philadelphia 5-0. Ooh, big nothing right there. Athletics in the nation's capital, Washington, D.C., to take on the Nationals. Athletics put a whomping on the Nationals, 16-7, 24 hits for the Athletics that evening. That is a lot.
And their catcher made
hits.
some history last night.
Yeah, wasn't that
he joined the 3 home run club for catchers?
Oh, so so there's only 3 guys that have 3 home runs in a game that were a starting catcher,
and 2 of them did it this year.
That's crazy. But I mean, we're starting to see catchers,
but that's
along with every other position, hitting more home runs.
That's
now.
weird that there's only 3 when you think of catchers like Piazza, who had power, Fisk, who had power.
They had power, and they did, but again, it was back in the time where you just weren't worried about launch angle, really. You're just more worried about contact and not getting out on the base path, which is not a concern anymore.
But Piazza was a 40 home run guy. Fisk was a 25 to 35 home run guy his entire career. And to think that none of those happened 3 times in the same game.
Yeah, they got plenty. I know I can think of plenty of games where Piazza at least had 2 in a game, but never 3. So hard to get 3 in a game. I would say hard to get 3 in a game, but you figure with
pitchers cared more back then and would walk you too, and you're coming up to not give up that 3rd home run.
Much so, and I mean back then too. If you look at all the National League guys, usually the catcher was 8th in the order. So what's right behind him?
The pitcher.
It's the pitcher. So you don't have to really pitch to him. You can just kind of pitch around him and get to the pitcher, and then you pitch to the pitcher. Don't get that. You don't get that luxury anymore in the 8th spot. You actually got somebody now in the 9th spot that is a batter. I mean, I'm not a big fan of the universal DH. It's here to stay, though. It's not going to go away.
In today's game, where the whole league's hitting 225, is that 9-hitter really better than the pitcher at hitting 116? At least the pitcher can bunt and advance runners.
Yeah. Yes. I mean, there were some pitchers out there that did hit, and
Carlos Zambrano,
didn't hitting. Carlos Zambrano, Bartolo Colon even got a home run.
He got one in his career
when he was 40 or 41. Oldest player to hit their first major league home run, by the way.
I watched that live. Colon. It was awesome.
Oh, I went nuts. I think I was watching that game live. I'm pretty sure I was. If not, even when I saw the replay of it, I went nuts for Big Sexy because I was just a fan of him. Anybody that can look like him, call himself Big Sexy, and be called a pro athlete, you are my personal hero, sir.
Anybody that can look like me and is a professional athlete, hats off.
Oh, exactly, man. That's why I'm the only guy that I was a really big fan of in NASCAR was Tony Stewart. And that's because of that pot belly that he was carrying around for those last couple of years. God, we love Tony Stewart. All right, back into the scores. The Guardians defeat the Mets 3-2 in Flushing, New York. Royals taking on the Red Sox. Red Sox get the victory 6-2 over the Royals. Rangers taking it to the Yankees 2-0. Aaron Judge in the DH spot last night apparently did not help the Yankees. The Yankees now 60-54. The Rangers 60-55. Blue Jays took on the Rockies in Colorado. The Blue Jays get the victory 10-4 over the Rockies. Mariners taking on the White Sox. Mariners get the victory 8-3 over the White Sox. Diamondbacks and Padres went into extra innings, but the final score in extra innings 10-5. Usually you see extra inning scores only 1 up, but you got to always enjoy it, like when you see that big number get put up in, extra innings, because you're like, ooh, somebody did not do well.
That stupid ghost runner.
And finally, the Cardinals and the Dodgers. Dodgers get the victory 12-6 over the Cardinals last night. Was there any WNBA games last night?
Yes.
Let's see the scores then. Bring them up to me. Tuesday night for the WNBA, the Wings taking on the Liberty. The Liberty defeat the Wings 85-76. The Sky taking on the Mystics. The Sky wins 78-64. Sparks and Fever. Sparks get the victory 100, Fever 91. Mercury taking on the Suns. Mercury 82, Suns 66. And the Lynx defeat the Storm 91-87. The Lynx still only 5 losses on the season. That is the team to beat right now. And a little bit of WNBA news that I saw coming out. The Connecticut Sun did not have a sale of the team done yet, so they are still looking to sell the team. They have interested buyers, but they will be in Connecticut next year at least. So one more season at least for women's basketball in the state of Connecticut, pending sale, of course. News for the day. What kind of news and notes do we have? Soroka for the Cubs. I was going to say he was going to head to the IL, but after reading it, he's not heading to the IL. The Cubs are just going to shut him down for 7 to 10 days. So wonderful for the Cubs. Go out, make a big trade, get in another arm, because everybody needs arms in the starting rotation. You get one start out of him, and then he's injured.
What did he throw, 4 innings?
Yeah, it was like 4 or 5 innings. It wasn't a deep thing. So Soroka with a little bit of shoulder discomfort out for the Cubs, not to the DH or, the IL.
So let's talk about this Major League Baseball injury list. If you put somebody on the 10-day IL, they should not be able to sit for 30 when you have a designated 30-day, 60-day IL. If you put them on the 10-day, they should be 10 to 15. If they're going to be out for the full month, you transfer them to the 30-day IL.
Yeah, because you got 10, 15, 30, 60. So I'm fine with it as long as I think you can do the 10-day as long as you don't go over 15. Once it hits 15, it's just a paper shuffle at that point. Move it to 15 because it doesn't really affect anything. I mean, it just affects when they can come back at the end. And if it looks like they're going to hit 30, move it up to 30.
It still retrospects to the last game they played.
Right. It can be retroactive to last game or last day played. Yeah. Yeah. So I can understand it. It's just a simple paper shuffle from 10 to 15. But, once you say 10, there's no rule that says that it has to be 10. Because, you could say 10-day and they could sit until this time next year. Yeah,
because I'm looking at Rhys Hoskins for the Brewers. He's been out since early July, projected to come back in late August, and on the 15-day DL.
Yeah, it happens.
I'm like, man, this boy's been on the injury list for a long time. He's got to be in the minors rehabbing. And all of a sudden, I looked last night and projected to come back in late August, early September. I'm like,
So it's still another, 15 days. Yeah, still could be another 15 days. It's a paper shuffle. I get it, but I think it's more for the front end of it, just to know like a severity. Like, he blew out his ACL, so it's at least a 60-day because 60-day is the longest one that you can put him on. So it's a paper shuffle, I guarantee you. It's something that, if the leagues want to look into it, that's fine. I don't think it really has to be done, but
it's just my daily soapbox right now.
Doesn't bother me. Astros Paredes is to undergo season-ending surgery on his right hamstring. He has not played since sometime in mid-June for the Astros. Apparently that right hamstring not getting better at all, so the Astros and Paredes have elected to go ahead and just have the surgery, ending him for the season at third base for the Astros. So I guess that's kind of one of the reasons they went after Correa to bring him in.
Yeah.
Because, you got a spot now in the infield that you can fill him in with because you lost Paredes for the year. So that's why the Astros made that move, because I was kind of wondering why when they had enough guys in, and Paredes was, he's been out for a while and it was only a hamstring, and he was only, like you were saying, he was only on like the 15-day, and he's still there. So I thought maybe coming back, but no, apparently they knew something we didn't, and my guess is they were just kind of waiting until the trade deadline to make this announcement. So that way, they didn't have a hand showing that, we really got to do this because he's not coming back.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to show your hands, folks. So what else we got going on? The NFL is not going to allow sniffing salts on the sideline or in the clubhouse or anywhere within an NFL facility.
I thought players were still allowed to buy their own smelling salts and use them, but it would change the liability from the league to the player if you need to smell your salts because you got your bell rung a little bit to get back out and play, and then you get a second concussion in the same game, causing a lot more injury. I was listening a little bit on Dan Patrick on the way in this morning, and that's kind of the way I thought is the players are still allowed to buy them and use them, but the team will not distribute them.
That doesn't make any sense. If you're going to say the league won't have anything to do with it, if you're saying that the teams can't have anything to do with it, then why are you just saying, okay, players go ahead and do it? That's just one of those that it doesn't make sense to me. If you're going to say they're okay to use, because they're still saying if that's the case, then the NFL is still saying it's okay to use it. You can use it all you want. Well, we're just not going to buy it. So in other words, it's dangerous that we can't provide it, but it's not so dangerous you can't do it?
What they're saying is we're not going to force this down your throat or up your nose. And if you still want to take the risk, you own all the responsibility of said actions from this risk, and we're washing our hands.
Well, I mean, you can't. It's just like you can't force a guy to go into surgery. You can't force a guy to sniff sniffing salts.
I mean, when his belt's wrong and he doesn't know what day it is, and you crack the smelling salt and shove it under his nose, he's going to sniff it. Yeah. That's what they're designed to do, is bring you back to reality.
Well, yeah, they're designed to get that, get that vascular going, get more blood flow going to everything, because that's what they do, is they just, they really inflate all those, little vascular passages that you got in the nasal all the way down to the lungs so you can bring in more oxygen, get going quicker. I get it. It's, not really a steroid, but it is kind of an upper getting you out there. I mean, I'm fine with it if the league says no. It's just the way that the league is doing it is just odd to me. It's I'm just fine with saying get rid of it altogether. If you're going that direction, just go all out with it.
I could have misinterpreted what they were talking about this morning too, because I had a bunch of other things going on, and it was on the radio while I was driving in.
So it's not on my, wasn't on my bingo card this year, definitely, that the NFL was going to be worried about sniffing salts, but apparently it is a problem that they deem that they need to fix.
Speaking of not on the bingo card, WrestleMania is going to be on ESPN now.
Streaming on ESPN. I don't think they're actually going to put it on like the channel, but it's going to be through like the ESPN Plus or ESPN new streaming services that they're going to be putting out there. That will start at WrestleMania 2026, which will be WrestleMania next year. When is WrestleMania? I have no idea.
April?
Okay, I'll believe you. I'll believe you.
Yeah, it's my birthday weekend.
I'm going to believe it because I have no idea.
And
so
they made a deal a few months ago that all WrestleManias are going to be in Vegas.
That makes sense. Like that's actually like a good idea, like a Daytona 500 idea, where you're just like, hey, the biggest event we're going to have every year, we're going to put it in the same spot so you know where to go.
Because it was supposed to be in New Orleans, and again, it was my birthday weekend, so I was kind of putting that wish list together. Anybody wants to give me a birthday present, WrestleMania tickets, but now it's in Vegas.
For the Superdome. Oh, that would have been great. I mean, it was great when they traveled it around back in the day, like the Super Bowl, new big town, they never had it in small places. They always wanted it to be big and opulent. Vince McMahon always knew to have the big crowd. That was one thing that he was very, very good at. Even if you look at when he was owning the XFL, look at the XFL, look at the UFL. If you looked at like UFL stands over this past, or USFL, sorry, it's the USFL now. If you look at the stands.
It's just UFL.
Is it USFL or UFL? Either way.
UFL.
Doesn't matter. Well, the minor league football system that plays in the spring. Look at their crowds. They're like 3/4 empty. But if you go back and you look at all those XFL crowds, more than 80% full, because Vince McMahon knew that even giving those tickets away would create a stir, would create a buzz, because I'm watching that on TV, and now that I see that stadium's full, that's got to be fun. Vince McMahon knew how to make
not only that,
entertainment.
I'm in that stadium for 3.5 hours. Yeah. I'm going to need something to drink.
Yep.
I'm going to need something to eat.
Yep. You're buying, you're spending, you're buying, you're spending. That's where the XFL, that's where most of these leagues, make some pretty good money. But coming up next, we got Sam Peoples with the Braves Report. We're going to ask him all kinds of good questions on, what can the Braves do. This is the Sports Blitz coming to you live from the Golf Plus studios. Call the show, text the show, 850-215-6290.
4.3 ESPN Northwest Florida could bring sports fans like you an app this powerful. The sports content you crave is always on. Live stream us everywhere you go. Now with upgraded programming and live game schedules, you'll always know when the Atlanta Braves and your favorite games are playing. Plus, interact with our local hosts in real time and so much more. The new app for the sports fanatic is available at the Apple Store and Google Play. From 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good morning. This is Joanna on ESPN Northwest Florida with your weather forecast on this Wednesday. A mixture of some sun and likely thunderstorms this afternoon and evening with a light breeze out of the west-southwest around 7 miles per hour and temps near 88. Tonight we will have a possibility of thunderstorms and partly cloudy skies and be warm at 77. Partly sunny in the morning, but otherwise likely thunderstorms tomorrow and a high 85. This forecast is sponsored by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. Thank you for tuning into ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Tired of boring merch and want your brand to stand out like the big names? Elevate your look with Red 7 Tees. They don't just print shirts, they create bold identities. They are a veteran-owned custom apparel shop providing the kind of detail that turns heads, using high-quality digital printing and embroidery to give you that unique style you love with no minimums or cookie-cutter designs. From small business to sports teams, if you've got a vision, they'll help you wear it proudly. Visit red7tees.com.
Are you looking for a place to take a leak? Do you have a truck, tractor, or other hydraulic equipment leaking or not performing as it should? At Reliable Hydraulic Solutions, we can get you back to work. Do you have a busted or leaking hose, hydraulic cylinder or pump needing repair? If competitive pricing and a quick turnaround are what matter to your business, come see us at Reliable Hydraulic Solutions. Or you can give us a call at 850-326-3000. Reliable Hydraulic Solutions, 6840 Highway 77 in Southport. The best place in town to take a leak.
Live and local in the Golf Plus studio, the new Sports Blitz.
Oh, yeah!
Rants, hot takes, and huge reactions are incoming on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Tuned in to the Sports Blitz coming to you live from the Golf Plus studios. Head on over to Golf Plus and see Alan Watson to take care of all of your golfing needs. You can call the show. You can text the show, 850-215-6290. We are streaming on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Download our app and visit the website espnpc.com. And ESPN Northwest Florida is your home for the Braves on the Gulf Coast. Braves taking on the Brewers tonight, 6 o'clock for pregame. After the afternoon underdogs, 6:15 for the first pitch up against the Brewers. Atlanta Braves baseball on ESPN Northwest Florida is sponsored locally by Bill Bird Kia, PCV Hobby, Panama City Toyota, Hewitt Tire and Auto, and Hometown Towing. And on the line with us right now, great friend of the show, friend of the studio, Sam Peebles. Sam is the Brave, is a podcaster. He does the Braves Dugout podcast, which drops every Thursday. And you can also find all of his great writings on Battery Power. We all know Battery Power as one of the greatest Braves blogs out there for all of your Braves news. Sam, how is your Wednesday treating you?
It's going pretty well. How about you?
I am having a great Wednesday so far. So the Braves are taking on the number one in Major League Baseball, Milwaukee Brewers, this evening. Did you have the Milwaukee Brewers as being the number one team in Major League Baseball in August?
No, absolutely not.
Yeah, I did.
If you look at that roster, I would not have imagined that at all.
That is one that just makes me go, wow.
Sam, I swear to God, I'm living in a dream right now, and I'm going to wake up to reality, and the Brewers are fourth place in the division. Lost everything, because if you look, like you said, if you look at this team on paper, there's a bunch of nobodies.
Yeah, I mean, they've got some good talent. Don't get me wrong. I figured they might be a wild card contender at best, though. Maybe like wild card 2. I didn't think that they'd be number one in their division. Now, they have had a lot of fortune go their way. For example, like their pitcher tonight. He's got a 3.5 ERA, but his expected ERA is close to 5. Things like that. They have had some good fortune, but that's not to take away from what they've done. I mean, it's been impressive. But over a long period of time, I do think other teams will probably catch them.
Yeah. Do you see a repeat manager of the year for Murph? Because I think he's done more this year than he did last year when he won it. More with less this year.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's a good possibility.
All right, Sam. So we have passed the trade deadline. It is firmly in the rear view window. Braves already, by the time that we got to the trade deadline, were not in a great position for a playoff run. I thought they'd be a little bit more of a seller or be some kind of a seller, but it really didn't turn out that they did much of any kind of moves. Did the Braves impress you, not impress you, or did they do what you thought they were going to do for this deadline?
Well, they did make 4 trades, so it's not like they just stood back and did nothing. But, yeah, the Braves are in a unique situation because typically when you look at a trade deadline, you have a buyer and a seller is typically how it works. And typically the buyer is in a competitive mode, win-now mode, and the seller is just trading off pieces because there's no chance they're going to win in the future anytime soon. The Braves are like in this unique spot where they've had a ton of injuries this year, and at the core of their roster, they still have a strong enough core to where they can still be competitive next year. So they're like in this weird, like soft rebuild mode. And the sad part for them really is that their most desirable pieces on paper, if you were to look at a soft rebuild, would be guys that will not be on the team next year. And, well, the guys that are not going to be on the team next year are most of the ones that would have been desirable last year, this year are having some of the worst years of their career. Ray Iglesias, for example, he was a top 5. I mean, it's not even arguable. He was a top 5 closer for the past 4 years. And this year, even though he had a nice little streak there for about a month, he has well underperformed what he's being paid. The team that picked him up would have been the prorated amount of $16 million for a guy that was not pitching that way. And really the only thing that the Braves are going to get in return would be salary relief on this season. And really there's no point for the Braves to have salary relief this year. They're bringing in money. It's not like this money is going to go towards next year. So it doesn't really – the Braves are wise, I think, ultimately to just say, hey, if we're only getting salary relief, there's really no reason to trade him. And then with Marcell Ozuna, I mean, he has 10-5 rights, which means he's been in the league for 10 years. He's been on the same team for 5. That means he can veto any trade he wants. He's been playing through a hip injury. No team really wanted to pay what the Braves were willing to give up. And I get why they didn't really try, because he was probably not going to accept a trade anyways unless he was going to a very specific team. And so in hindsight, what happened made sense, but in the moment, it was really disappointing.
Yeah, you got to look for the future in the Braves, because the Braves right now, they're not near whatever we call the soft cap is, to where you have to pay the luxury tax. So yeah, they didn't have to go out and just get rid of guys to get below the luxury tax. So yeah, sometimes no moves are best moves. And you did mention injuries, so gonna bring it up. With all of the injuries, especially to the starting pitching for the Braves this season, is there something they can do in the future to have less injuries, or is it just one of those, man, we just had bad luck after bad luck after bad luck on injuries all at once in just this one season?
I think it's a little bit of both. They've definitely had terrible luck. I don't think there's been any other team that had all 5 of their starters be on the IL, all 5 of the starters in the rotation at the start of the year be on the IL at the same time this year. So there's some bad luck there. One thing the Braves could do is maybe add some depth in the offseason. One thing they have done well, though, over the past 5-6 years is they've drafted pitching like crazy. So they have a ton of pitching coming up. They've got a ton of pitching that's ready soon. And so I think they've basically done what they can. Maybe they want to add a little bit of depth in the offseason if they can. But, I mean, I think it's a combination of bad luck, and maybe they should have added a little bit more depth than what they did.
I've been saying for a couple of seasons now that you do not need 5 starting pitchers. You need 8. And you're going to have to stash some of them down in AAA. And you're going to have to explain to them on the front end, look, we believe in you, but these 5 guys are better right now, but we know one of them is going to be injured. Just be ready for you to head on up and be part of the major leagues, because a 5-man rotation, I mean, let's just look at every single Major League Baseball team. Has any team this season been running with all 5 of their starters that were first-day guys? I don't think so.
No, and then on top of that, you have to, like you said, you have to factor in for injuries. But then on top of that, you have guys like the guys that are getting older, like your Justin Verlanders, your Chris Sales, your guys like that. They just can't pitch the 200 innings anymore. So, or you might have a guy like with the Braves, Ronaldo Lopez, who's an excellent starter, but he's never really pitched a full season before. And so what a lot of teams are going to now is what I like to call like a 5.5-man rotation. What they'll do is they'll have their 5 starters, and then they'll throw in a spot start like every other time. So they'll pull up a guy from AAA or maybe a bullpen game every other time through the rotation, so that it gives their starters a little bit extra rest that a 5-man rotation would not have.
That is an excellent segue for my next question, which is, do you think Major League Baseball teams are going to have 6-man rotations here in the next couple of seasons?
I would say that I would argue that no one truly has a 5-man rotation right now anyways. I think it's kind of just something that people have come up with because they like fantasy baseball and they like to have something that's definitive that they can look at. But to say that a team has a true 5-man rotation right now, to me, really is a falsehood. It's not true. There is no, like, set number of people you have in your rotation. You may have your 5 regulars, but to say that you have a 5-man rotation right now is not 100% accurate anyways. I would say, but yeah, I'd say in the future you're definitely going to see less and less focus on having just your 5 guys. I think it's for years now, like you said, you've got to have, at a minimum, some guys that have options left in the minors that can come up and make spot starts. And some teams are running 6-man rotations. So, I mean, I think, yeah, a true 5-man rotation, that's a thing of the past.
So you were talking about how pitchers are unable to go the 200 innings anymore in today's baseball. Is it because they're trying too hard to just come up and throw gas and not work on, like, mechanics and developing other pitches, or is it the specialties, or what do you think is the reason that we can't get the amount of work we could out of, like, pitchers from even the early 2000s?
Well, I think it's just the way the game has changed. The bullpen has become so important. There's really no need to work guys up to be able to pitch 200-plus innings anymore, just because there's so much focus on the bullpen, as well as it makes more sense to have a guy come up, pitch 6 innings that can throw 98 miles per hour and then fill the rest of the game with bullpen than it does to have guys that can pitch that long. I mean, guys like Zach Wheeler that can do the 8 innings and pitch that hard, he's an anomaly. It's just not going to happen anymore. Back in the day, pitchers pitched the ball a lot more softer, but people tend to focus on guys like Greg Maddux and be like, see, Greg Maddux could do X, Y, Z, but the truth is that's Greg Maddux. There wasn't a ton of Greg Maddux either. If you go back and look, you didn't have as many guys pitching 200 innings back in the day as you probably think there were.
You're tuned into the Sports Blitz, coming to you from the Gulf Plus Studios, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Sam Peebles on the line with us. Sam is the creator of the Braves Dugout podcast and a writer for Battery Power. You got anything else, Chef Ross?
Yeah, I'm good right now.
All right. So I'm going to say right now, Sam, that with Ronald Acuna out, still on a 10-day IL, Eli White has been impressing me, and I find him right now to be the best outfielder that the Braves have on roster. You think I'm right there?
I think that is it is interesting, you know? Like, if you were to someone was just to say that, you'd be like, no way. But then when you actually look at the numbers, I mean, Eli White, his overall game is really good, right? He's good on the base paths. He's good on defense. He's having the best offensive year of his career. I mean, if you look from a pure, like, on-field what he has done this season, he has been better than Michael Harris, and he's been better than Jurickson Profar, who are the other 2 starters right now. So I would say, yeah, I think if you give Michael Harris some time to heat up, and Jurickson Profar, maybe if he plays an entire season, would be arguably better. But as of right now, Eli White has been performing better than any other starting outfielder on the roster, I think you're onto something. I mean, if you look at wins above replacement, he's having his best season of his career. You look at his bat, he's having the best season of career. He started more games this year than he ever has in his career. I mean, he's been an unsung hero for the Braves this year, and it's been fun to watch.
So, Sam, I know you've been asked this a million times, and as Braves fans go through this every day, is this Snit's last year? And if so, where do we look for the future?
I do think that it's widely accepted that Brian Snitker is probably going to retire at the end of the year, just simply because the Braves are having a down year combined with him being in the final year of his contract. I think it's a way to kind of send him off in a respectful way. There's no reason to fire him. He's been part of the organization for 30-plus years. I think it's time to just I do think it's widely considered his last year. And as far as what's next, best available. Whatever the best available is, go after that. I hope that it's someone that is very analytically minded, but also open to suggestions and guidance from some of the veterans out there when told what to do. You know, the key is not to be too analytical, but you want to have some analytics involved as well. You just need to be well-balanced, be able to listen to the players, be able to listen to your analytics department, and go from there. So, I mean, I'm sure there's going to be some good candidates out there. People want to be part of the Atlanta Braves organization, so I'm confident they can find the right person.
So best available, are you looking within the organization to keep things as smooth as possible, or are you looking for complete fresh eyes, say maybe from the collegiate level or another MLB team?
I'm a big fan of looking at things from outside the organization. As far as hire a headhunter, whatever you need to do, get as many possible applications as you can. It's a very important position, and the more applicants you have, the better. And then once you have all those applications, then you can kind of wield it down from there.
So we're talking about guys possibly in their last year. Ozzie has not had the best season this year. I think we can all agree on that one. And this is the last year of contract for Ozzie. Now, Ozzie does have 2 club options for 26 and for 27. That would be $7 million a season for each of those, and the team can take one and not the other, of course. But do you think it is just time to move on from Ozzie, or do you just go with that 1-year club option for the $7 million to give the guys in the because I looked at the minor leagues and it looks like they've got a couple of guys there, but they're a lot younger than I think you want to bring up right now. So is it time to move on from Ozzie, or do you just give him 1 more year, or do you even go with the 2?
Well, one piece of, I guess, a caveat, if you will, there is he also has a $4 million buyout on his contract. So if the Braves decided not to tender him a contract next year, they'd still owe him $4 million. So really, we're only looking at about a $3 million difference on if they let him go, a $3 million savings. And to me, $3 million, it's really going to depend on if they decide to get another shortstop or another second baseman in the offseason. The second base is really weak for free agent class. But they do have Nacho Alvarez, who I believe is better than Ozzie Albies at this point, who can play second, short, or third base. So it's really going to depend on if they're confident in Nacho Alvarez being a full-time starter, and then if they fill another spot. If they fill the spot up the middle at shortstop or second base some other way, they have Nacho Alvarez, I'd say they may let Ozzie go. But if they don't, they'll keep Ozzie. And they don't really have to make that decision right now. They can wait all the way until the last minute to make that decision. So it's not really a rush. They can really kind of play it by ear and see where it goes.
One more question for you. Looks like it's Ozzie Albies' final contract season with the Braves, correct?
He does have 2 team options, so the Braves can have him for up to 2 more years if they wish.
So if there is no Ozzie for Ozuna for next season, what does the DH role look like? Because that's where Ozuna has been for the last few seasons.
There probably won't be an Ozuna. So basically, we've been accustomed as Braves fans. If you're a Dodgers fan, you've probably become accustomed to it. And if you're an old school fan, you're probably accustomed to a full-time DH. Outside of the handful of teams in Major League Baseball, most teams do not have a primary DH. What they do is they use the DH role to give other players rest. So really you're just going to see a rotation of players. So the Braves are just going to get whatever the best bat is available probably, and then just rotate guys out into the DH role. Maybe Ronald Acuna will DH some. One of the catchers, whether it's Drake Baldwin or Sean Murphy, will DH some. Maybe Jurickson Profar will DH some. You're not really going to – I don't foresee the Braves having a full-time DH next season.
All right, Sam. How about we do this again next week?
All right. Sounds good.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Sam Peebles was on the line with us. Sam is the creator of the Braves Dugout podcast and a writer for Battery Power. Thanks for joining us, Sam.
Absolutely. Go Braves.
Go Braves, and chop on. When we get back, we'll discuss top 10 tight ends according to NFL executive scouts and important people of the league. This is the Sports Blitz coming to you live from the Golf Plus studios. Call us 850-215-6290.
It's here. From 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida app version 2.0. Now featuring ultra high fidelity. You'll feel like you're in the game. Plus more opportunities to win weekly prizes from local businesses when you click it to win it. Download the 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida app today at Google Play or the Apple Store.
Are you hungry for authentic Mexican cuisine? Then come to El Rodeo Tequila Bar and Grill, where we serve up the freshest, most flavorful dishes on the beach. El Rodeo Tequila Bar and Grill, a great location, comfortable atmosphere, and happy hour from 3 to 7. Buy one, get one free, regular margaritas and 12-ounce house drafts. And you're going to love their lunch specials, Monday through Friday from 11 to 3. Plus, live music Wednesdays and Saturdays starting at 5:30. El Rodeo Tequila Bar and Grill, Thomas Drive, across from the Navy base. And 10908 Front Beach Road.
Experience a higher level of service. David Adamson Designer Jewelry has been providing you the very best of fine jewelry and repair in Lynn Haven for over 32 years. David has added Amber Anderson and Russ Clare, names you've known and trusted in PCB for years with your fine jewelry and watch needs. Find that one-of-a-kind engagement ring, that special anniversary gift, or something colorful just for you. Amber and Russ will find it or build it for you, serving Bay County and beyond in Lynn Haven at the corner of Ohio Avenue and 9th. David Adamson Designer Jewelry.
When it comes to backyard dreams, trust the name that's been making waves for over 65 years. Cox Pools. Serving the entire Florida Panhandle, Cox Pools brings experience, innovation, and quality to every custom pool design. From luxurious spas to resort-style pools, no vision is too big. Make your backyard the place to be with Cox Pools. Cox Pools, 65 years strong and still making a splash. Visit coxpools.com or call 850-235-7957.
ESPN Northwest Florida advertisers get results. Here's MaxFit Sports Nutrition owner Jason Kovaleski.
So if you're looking to advertise, or if you have a small business and you're looking to drive traffic to your store, check out ESPN 104.3 with Coach James Hale Show. I've been working with them for 7 years. They've driven a lot of traffic to my business. It's one thing to advertise on the radio where people may hear it. It's another thing to be able to come on, talk to your customers directly.
Get results for your business. Call ESPN Northwest Florida, 850-215-4468.
With some incredible starting pitching and a roster loaded with stars, don't ever count the Atlanta Braves out.
And he hits one to deep right field, streaking back towards the wall, and balls in the chop house. A two-run homer by Baldwin.
Tonight, it's a big National League battle for Matt Olson and the Braves as they square up against the Milwaukee Brewers at Truist Park.
Braves coverage begins at 6 o'clock for the pregame. 6:15 first pitch. You're home for the Braves on the Gulf Coast, ESPN Northwest Florida.
From the Gulf Plus studio, the Sports Blitz.
One from home, baby.
On 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
And you are tuned in to the Sports Blitz, coming to you live from the Golf Plus studios here in beautiful Panama City Beach, Florida. You can call us or you can text us, 850-215-6290. We are streaming on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Download our app. Take us with you everywhere you go, and visit the website, ESPNPC.com. James Fife, Chef Ross, and Bone Crusher here with you on this Wednesday. So let's talk top 10 tight ends in the National Football League. So this website, or this list is coming to us from the ESPN.com website. The ranking comes from executives, coaches, and scouts. And here is what all of those really smart football minds tell us that the top 10 for tight ends this season is. Let us start at number 10. Number 10 goes to the Cleveland Browns, David Njoku. So,
hey, the Browns made the top 10 of something.
Browns are in the top 10 of something. Last year, David was ranked number 6. My only concern with having him rated number 10, we've got 5 guys that can potentially throw him a football. Who is it going to be?
Apparently 6, because Watson's working his way back on the field this year, and I don't know if he can do that. Well,
that's awesome.
I don't know if he can come back with a torn Achilles.
I mean, it takes you a minute, but I mean, if he's been medically cleared to practice, I would go ahead and let him practice because he needs to be in kind of a game shape if the Browns want to have a chance to shift him off to somewhere else. I don't think they can. I don't think anybody wants to touch that contract or what the Browns did there with a 10-foot pole.
They can't because it's $135 million to not have him on your roster next year.
Wow.
So if they trade him, they cut him, it's $135 million that goes to...
nobody.
Yeah. The greater Cleveland charity of choice, I think.
Ooh, that's painful, man. That was a bad contract when they did it, and it only just keeps getting uglier and uglier for the Browns on that one. So, is he a top 10 tight end? Absolutely. David Njoku is a top tight end. Is he number 10? With who's throwing him the football and the fact I don't know who it will be, I have a hard time putting him in the top 10 just because of what's happening around him.
Look at the wide receivers, so somebody's got to catch balls. And the quarterback's best friend is a tight end. I might actually move him up a little bit here.
All right. I do not hate that thought process right there, Chef Ross. Coming in at number 9, we got Dallas Goedert of the Philadelphia Eagles, rated number 7 last year. All right, that fits, that tracks. And probably not the best in the league, but he is right there, always ready right there for Jalen Hurts to just say, hey, safety valve, joink.
Yeah, but again, I don't know if there's enough footballs to feed the wide receivers in this offense, and plus it's a run-heavy offense, so I don't know how many targets he's going to get.
Yeah, I mean, Saquon, AJ, Devontae Smith, that's a lineup, man.
And Jalen on the tush-push.
Serious lineup. I mean, Philly's got
weapons.
Philly's going to look good again this year. Coming in at number 8, we got Isaiah Likely of the Baltimore Ravens, last year unranked. All right.
He was a backup tight end last year.
He was the backup tight end last year, but we all remember what happened to the Ravens at the goal line for the 2-point conversion, and it was dropped.
Have we seen him? The dude that dropped it? Is he alive?
Yeah, Mark Andrews. Yeah, he's still alive. He's still on the Ravens. He's still making money.
I mean, I felt horrible for him with as much flack. You know, yes, you got to catch the ball. Yes, you're getting paid millions of dollars, and I'm not getting paid to do one thing I can't do and catch the ball. But he's a human being. Human beings don't do it 100% of the time.
And the thing is if he drops that pass the third week of September,
if he drops that pass in the first quarter,
nobody really remembers that. But because of the time, and the place, and the scoreboard, it was huge.
Oh yeah, it was huge, but I just felt bad for the kid. It's not like he did it on purpose.
Oh, I felt awful, and I think most of the fans of the Ravens handled it well, but of course there's always that handful of fans that has to ruin it for everybody else. And, they just made it, they just made not him look bad, they just made themselves look bad. Not even all Ravens fans look bad, but that group, man, that was just ugly. Be nice to your guys. They win you games sometimes. Coming in at number 7, we got T.J. Hawkinson of the Minnesota Vikings, last year ranked number 5. I guess it really depends on what we get out of J.J. McCarthy.
Again, I can see him being in this right around here. I put Njoku right around 7 as well. Brand new quarterback, tight end's quarterback's best friend, because it's in the middle of the field, and he's usually a bigger guy that you can see.
And I mean, JJ's got a chance to, head out to, Justin McCarthy and Addison when he gets back from his 3-game suspension that the NFL handed out earlier today. So, I mean, it's, again, you got everybody there that you're going to be feeding. But, again, like you say, quarterback best friend.
Should have read the list before we started this.
Yeah, see? Coming in at number 6, Chef Ross, go ahead.
Mark Andrews, Baltimore Ravens.
There we go. Finished number 3 last year. So, Baltimore having 2 tight ends on this list. I like that build for the Ravens.
Yeah.
Because they got tight ends, they got wide receivers, they got a running back, they got a quarterback, they've got a stout offense. Now, I am starting to wonder about the Ravens' defense because they have seemed to put that on the back burner a bit, which is kind of weird looking at the Ravens through history, because the Ravens through history were always kind of like a Steelers-type team where we're going to build the defense first, and then we're going to build the offense. But if you look, since they got Lamar, they've kind of had a change in tone, which makes sense because Lamar is one of the greatest athletes in the league.
They may have had the sneaky best offseason move on the defensive side, though, by getting Jair Alexander from the Packers.
Yeah.
If Jair Alexander stays healthy, he's a top 3 shutdown corner. The problem with him in the Packers the last few years is he couldn't stay healthy.
Yeah.
Can't cover anybody when you're on the disabled list.
Best availability. You got to be available out there to make them tackles, get them interceptions.
I've seen him shut down Justin Jefferson to 0 catches.
That is a true testament to being good. Coming in at number 5, we got Travis Kelce of the Kansas City Chiefs. Last year ranked number 1. To me, okay, I mean, these are execs, these are scouts, these are, coaches, everything like that, making this ratings. But still, a lot of popularity gets put into these things. Yeah. And I think Travis Kelce is this high on the list because of popularity. Is he still a top half tight end in the league? Absolutely. With what he did last year, is he a top tight end in the league, like 10 or better? I might put him in at
his better years 10. Are definitely behind him. I'd put him at like 8, but looking down below, well, I can move Mark Andrews up to 5.
Yeah.
Hawkinson's getting long in the tooth.
So, I mean, is it going to be the last few years for Travis Kelce? I mean, I'm sure it is. He's going to be 35 this year. I think he turns 36 during the season. So he's getting a little bit up there in the age. He's kind of like becoming the dinosaur of the NFL right now because it's, well, like all professional sports, young man's game. Mm-hmm. So how much longer does he hang out? I'm going to say at least he's, signed for 2 more years, I do believe. So we're at least, I don't see him retiring until somebody says, hey, either Taylor says, you're going to retire, Travis, or he just says, rumor had it, like, hey,
rumor had it that if he got the ring in this past Super Bowl, he was walking off with giving Taylor another ring, but...
Yeah, I could see that. Well, I mean, if the Chiefs win the Super Bowl this year, is there a proposal at the end of the game?
One heck of a retirement plan.
That's a good retirement plan. I mean, yeah, that's a very well-funded retirement plan. That would be. I wonder if Vegas has got odds on that. We need to go call a bookie in Vegas. Hey, Vegas, is there odds on a Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce proposal at the Super Bowl? That'd be a good question to ask. Coming in at number 4, we got Trey McBride from the Arizona Cardinals. Last year was an honorable mention. We're running up against the clock, so we'll go through this kind of quick. Coming in at number 3, we got Sam Laporta of the Detroit Lions. Last year's ranked number 4. Laporta, I could probably move him up, but I mean, if you look at the other ones in front of him, I can make arguments for them as well. George Kittle coming in at number 2. And we got Brock Bowers coming in at number 1. Coming up next, our daily dose of oddities. This is the Sports Blitz coming to you live from the Golf Plus studios. Call the show 850-215-6290.
Evolution in Sports Talk Radio. We're back! On 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. The Afternoon Underdog.
Hello.
The only live afternoon show in Panama City where you can win fantastic prizes from amazing local businesses every day.
That's right!
4 to 6 weekdays. The Afternoon Underdogs.
It's mayhem!
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good morning. This is Joanna on ESPN Northwest Florida with your weather forecast on this Wednesday. A mixture of some sun and likely thunderstorms this afternoon and evening with a light breeze out of the west-southwest around 7 miles per hour and temps near 88. Tonight, we will have a possibility of thunderstorms and partly cloudy skies and be warm at 77. Partly sunny in the morning, but otherwise likely thunderstorms tomorrow and a high 85. This forecast is sponsored by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. Thank you for tuning into ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
When it comes to building smart and roofing right, TK Vandy's is the name you can trust. They're your go-to for general contracting, design build solutions, and top quality roofing. From concept to completion, they deliver excellence on time and on budget. Whether it's a custom build or a complex renovation, they've got you covered, literally. Call TK Vandy today and build something better together. TK Vandy, built with purpose, roofed with pride.
WGSX Lynn Haven, W Field, Q Port St. John. Powered by Panama City Toyota, ESPN Northwest Florida.
Summer's not over yet at 7 Summers Patio, Panama City Beach's newest destination for outdoor living. Discover stylish, durable outdoor furniture at unbeatable prices. From loungers to dining sets, we've got everything to make your patio the place to be. It's 7 Summers Patio, 17833 Panama City Beach Parkway, Suite 104. Open Monday through Saturday, 9 to 5. Hurry in and cash in on our end of summer savings. Only at 7 Summers Patio. Turn your backyard into paradise.
From the Go Plus studio. Now back to the Sports Blitz on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
And a good afternoon, Northwest Florida. The Sports Blitz is on the air, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Coming to you live from the Golf Plus studios. Visit Alan Watson at Golf Plus at the shops at Edgewater for all of your golfing needs. You can call us here on the show. You can text us 850-215-6290. We are streaming on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. ESPN Northwest Florida is where you can find us there. Download the app. We are on the Google Play Store. We are at the Apple App Store. ESPN Northwest Florida, again, for all of those. And visit the website, espnpc.com, to keep up with everything going on at the studio. And beach flags are yellow, you beach bums. So get out there, enjoy the beach, and take us with you on the app. So that way everybody on the beach can enjoy the beautiful sounds coming from ESPN Northwest
And know your neighbors. Confuse your dog with a new app from ESPN Northwest Florida.
That's a great promo.
I love it. We should get that one going. That's a great beach promo right there. Totally fits the motif of the area. I love it. All right, let's get on into our daily dose of oddities, because truth is always stranger than fiction. All right, here we go. Never try to walk a mile in Nicki Minaj's heels. Russian influencer Marina Botnica lived out the cautionary tale after trying the viral stiletto challenge, which sees users attempt to balance in heels while striking a pose to Nicki Minaj's high school and subsequently fracturing her back just weeks after giving birth. I decided to start blogging, Botnica wrote on August 1st. An Instagram post alongside the video of her toppling off the kitchen counter, and here I am leaving the doctor diagnosed with a TH9 compression, bending uncomplicated fracture of the body. Man, that is a way to go. As the influencer joked, the irony, karma or just life, which always tests our strength at the most unexpected moment. Brodnotkic Spills saw her attempt to balance on a saucepan and a canister of baby formula stacked on top of a kitchen counter. Although she managed to maintain her balance for a few minutes, the video quickly took a turn when she fell backwards off the high countertop. But despite the minor back fracture, Brodnotkic admitted that the spill was worth the claim to fame. That is one that are we getting back into, if you guys remember, maybe 10, 15 years ago, we had all those meme challenges where we were planking on top of things and people were falling off of buildings because they were planking. Are we heading back into that? Have we learned nothing from the internet? I guess we have not. All right. Oh, we got Tony. Oh, I think we got the sounds off.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hit the button. There we go. Tony, can you hear me?
We can't hear.
There we go. Hey, Tony.
We're back.
Hey, I hear myself again. Hey, Tony.
My bad.
Hey, Tony. Tony is on the line with us. You can call us 850-215-6290. Tony, welcome in, man. What you got for us?
Oh, not much. Big Clemson Tiger fan, just waiting on the season to start. Think they're going to have a great year. And I heard Nick Saban thinking about getting back into coaching, and two schools came to mind, NC State and the ACC, and maybe West Virginia.
Ooh.
NC State is very intriguing.
NC State's intriguing. West Virginia, I love the idea because it's a Big 12 school, so he can bring somebody into some prominence. I'm just not sure I am sold on Nick Saban to college football. I almost think that he's been there, done that, got the trophy, has the rings. I think if he gets back in, I think it would be more towards an NFL side of things because he did not have that success there like he did in college.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Maybe he would go back to college because the NFL did not work out too well for him.
But if he does go, like, my only poo-poo on this whole thing is when he was a college coach, he had total control of everything. That's what made Saban great. College football now, the players have a lot more control than they would like, and it's kind of like a mini NFL.
Yeah, I can see that.
I do think, if he went to NC State, they would give him complete control, give him pretty much anything he wanted, and he would be able to recruit from the South, which, of course, he would go into Bama, South Carolina, Texas, all over the place, and I think he would, turn NC State's program around from being a 6-6 team every year, making a bowl, to possibly being in the top 4 of the ACC in a pretty quick 2-3 year period.
I do like the Saban-Belichick rivalry that creates in North Carolina.
Oh, that would be fun.
Yeah, you'd have some great coaches. You'd have Dabo, you'd have Belichick and Nick Saban.
All in the Carolinas.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love the idea. I don't really think it's going to happen, though. I think Nick is enjoying the retirement too much, and I'm pretty sure Miss Terry would tell him, no, you're hanging out with me at home, Nick.
And Pat McAfee's not annoying him too much on College game day, so I think he's happy there.
Yeah.
Yeah. They just had something on ESPN a couple of days ago that his wife is urging it, or, supported him if he wanted to get back into it. I was just kind of seeing what you guys take, if he would ever come out of retirement, if the right school offered him the right amount of money.
I think money talks. Money always talks. I think if you get enough cash out there, I think he'd say yes. He's at least going to take the phone calls from, serious teams that do have the ability to pay that cash. I'm sure he takes all those phone calls. Now, I don't think he really, really considers it until he kind of sees a, figure of money and, kind of an idea of, contract control. But I just think the NIL and the portal are just two big things that Saban just looks at and goes, you know what? I don't like it. I actually kind of see Nick Saban being more of a college football commissioner once that, the NCAA basically just loses all of its power, which is already happening, and we have the Big Ten and the SEC is basically the only two big conferences, and I kind of see Nick Saban wanting to be the commissioner of that, or at least saying, hey guys, I will be commissioner for that.
Yeah, I also see that too.
All right, Tony, who's your teams?
I'm a big-time Clemson Tiger, Miami Marlins, Los Angeles Dodgers, and Miami Dolphins.
Nice.